All right, so today we're going to dive into a story that starts with one of the most terrifying questions you can imagine, thousands of feet in the air. And it ends with an answer that, well, makes absolutely no sense at all. Let's get into it. So just picture this. You wake up, not in your bed, but in the pilot seat of an airplane, thousands of feet up. And the really bad part, you have absolutely no idea who you are, how you got there, or what you're even supposed to be doing. That is exactly where our story's main character finds himself. So we kick things off with our main character. And really, he isn't just lost, he's a complete and total blank slate. No past, no identity, no goals, nothing. And he's trapped in a seriously terrifying situation. This is the very first thought that pops into his head. And think about that for a second. It's not, where am I, which, would be scary enough. It's the much deeper, much more terrifying question, who am I? Right from the jump, we know this story isn't about a place. It's about a complete crisis of identity. And this is where things get really, really weird. The first big paradox. He can't remember his own name, right? But his hands know exactly what to do to fly this complicated machine. It's this really chilling disconnect between his mind and his body, playing out on a life or death scale. So he does the smart thing. He flips on the autopilot and starts looking for answers. Anything. But everything he finds just creates more questions. There's a whole cache of weapons, just one parachute, and most important, a notebook sitting right there on a seat. Every single thing he finds just pulls him deeper into this mystery. It's amazing how a single object can just change everything. That notebook he found? Yeah, it's about to give him a purpose. It's just probably not one he wants. So he opens it up, probably hoping for a name, a clue, something. But no, it's not a diary or a flight log. It's a to-do list. A cold, simple, and totally horrifying set of instructions. Step 1, find the vanishing point building. Step 2, use the instructions. Step 3, blow it up. I mean, his reaction is pretty much what you'd expect. Just, what? Can you even imagine it? You have no idea who you are, and the very first clue you find tells you you're some kind of killer on a mission. The shock is just, yeah. And the horror just keeps on escalating when he heads down to the cargo bay. He finds this, a car with a massive detonator literally chained to it. All of a sudden, those words in the notebook aren't just some abstract threat anymore. The tools for the job are very, very real. Just as he's processing all this, beep. He's not alone in the sky anymore. A little blip appears on the radar, and he's able to make contact. For the first time, he has a link to the outside world. But is that going to make things better? Or a whole lot worse? So he gets on the radio, and this is the first real question he asks the other pilot. It's phrased so weirdly, and it tells you everything. He is so completely disoriented, he isn't even sure what kind of aircraft he's in. That one question tells the other pilot, and it tells us, just how deep this amnesia really goes. Thankfully, the voice on the other end seems pretty helpful. He's told to press the auto landing button twice, and the plane just starts to descend on its own. So he's safely on the ground. Whew, right? But he's about to walk from one incredibly dangerous situation right into another one. Okay, so this is where the story completely shifts gears. We go from psychological mystery to just straight up brutal action. He's on the ground, and that helpful voice from the radio is now walking towards him. But this is definitely not the friendly rescue he might have been hoping for. The questions start immediately, and they are just dripping with suspicion. The other person doesn't ask if he's okay, they ask if he has what he's supposed to have. See, they're not checking on the man's well-being, they're checking on the mission's assets. Our guy mentions the weapons, and the whole situation just explodes. Another man appears, just swinging at him, demanding the device. Any pretense of a rescue is completely gone. They're convinced he's faking his amnesia to try and steal the payload. And we're not just talking about one or two guys. A full-on brawl breaks out. How many people did he have to fight? 10? The odds are just completely, ridiculously stacked against him. And this is the result. Just 10 minutes later, he's the only one left standing. All 10 attackers are dead. This just reveals another crazy layer to this mystery. Our amnesiac doesn't just know how to fly a plane, he's also an incredibly lethal fighter. It's another dangerous skill he has absolutely no memory of acquiring. So what do you do after you've survived a mid-air identity crisis and a deadly fight on a tarmac? Well, what our protagonist does next is maybe the strangest thing yet. He finds a car and simply starts driving with no destination. He's back to asking himself that same fundamental question. Where am I going? Eventually, he pulls off the highway, parks in front of some random house in the suburbs, and for 1 full hour, he just sits there and thinks. And then, after an hour of silence, his contemplation is just shattered. A woman and a child walk out of the house. The child comes up, knocks on his car window, and says this: "Daddy is going to come in the house." And in that single moment, the entire context of his existence completely shifts. What goes through his mind at this moment of pure fourth wall breaking absurdity? This. Oh shit productions. It's as if he's suddenly realizing he's just a character in some bizarre, unbelievable story. It's this wild moment of surreal self-awareness. So what does he do? He doesn't panic, he doesn't run, he just calmly tells the child he's coming inside to go to sleep. It's almost as if the mission, the fight, the amnesia, all of it just gets shed away as he accepts this new, sudden, domestic reality. And that brings us to the end. So what was all this? Was he a highly trained operative who finally came home and just forgot his past? Or did he somehow stumble into a completely new life, a second dimension of reality, and simply decide to stay? The story never tells us, leaving us to wonder.